Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the extended monthly forecast. This is for Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, and Taurus rising signs. This is for the month of June 2018. We are doing a general forecast for you this month. So whatever is most pressing or urgent for you, I hope that you find this helpful and healing. I do hope that you enjoyed your May monthly forecast as well, and thank you so much to all of my viewers, subscribers, those who like my videos and share them and comment. I love hearing from you, so thank you so much. It means the world to me. So I'm going to keep stretching my abilities here. We're going to do a new spread today, 8 cards. The first row will focus on what is on the surface for you. What is information that you're probably already aware of or knowledgeable of, or that you can use to your advantage. And then the second 4 cards, the second row, will focus on what is underneath the surface. So you can treat the first row like the sun, what is obvious, what's already going on, what's already underway. And then the second row will be, what can be expected, what can you use to your advantage, what are messages that are available to you that you may not be looking at. So I'm just going to tune in here to the shuffling and get you your cards out. What does Taurus need to know for June 2018? Taurus. June 2018. Here we go. That's funny, that flipped around. Let's get your cards out. We'll look at the bottom of the deck energy briefly. We're not going to get too much into it, but I am going to glance at it to give you an idea of what the auspices or the energy by which this is already playing out for you. All right, so the bottom of the deck energy is 9 of Pentacles. This is really independent wealth, okay? Independent energy. Even if you're coupled, even if you run a corporation, even if you have a family right now, this is income or finances or commitment or dedication, assets, etc. that belong strictly to you. This is something you've worked very hard toward. She does have a sort of a mask over her eyes. This is something that may not be too obvious to other people right now, but you could even have, a secret account, some money tucked away, that type of thing. But if it's not about actual physical money, it could just simply be about feeling and behaving and living as though you are independently wealthy or independently well-to-do, and that you can move forward no matter what is going on here, that you feel at least safe and stable. It's a very stable energy as the underlying energy. So that's wonderful to begin with. Let's get into the first row here and see what's going on for your on the surface row here. Again, this is probably stuff you're aware of. We do have a lot of court cards here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards here, only 1 representing you. So I'm going to suggest the Queen of Earth is representing you this month, Taurus. That this is someone who grows things easily, who grows, everything from plants to finances to relationships. But it's not a quick thing, okay? It's not a fly-by-night situation. This is something that takes a lot of time and energy and dedication for you. This is extremely loyal, solid, sort of plotting energy, not plotting, but plotting, like you're sort of taking your time, but you are getting somewhere. It's just taking you a little bit of time. But again, we have the Queen here. So this is something like you've reached the pinnacle of, your own personal success. And as we saw just a moment ago, your Nine of Pentacles as general energy really meshes beautifully with this. I mean, you really could find yourself this month, Taurus, in a real peak financial position or a peak financial or assets, or even if this has to do with your physical body, for example, anything within the physical realm, okay? That's what we're looking at. It could be, a car, a home, property. It could be a garden, for heaven's sakes, and it could be your own body. So whatever you've been working toward, or you've been working hard on a project, for example, this is you getting, to a pinnacle of success here. So there's a lot of success here for you. And if you're wondering how other people in your environment may be seeing you or experiencing your energy, this is what type of energy you can expect other people to be relating to or be reacting to, if that's the case. So really stable energy. With that said, if you are around other individuals here, or could be overly emotional or overly intellectual here, you could find that it's a little bit like these are elementally different. So it's like, it's not that you don't get along and that they're not good in these environments or good at what they do, but that you're sort of coming at the same thing from different angles. So it might be a nice idea here, or it might be good to remember that as much as you need to see these energies, okay, the air and the water, or the cups and the swords, as much as you need to be available to that and to make concessions for that needs to be provided to you as well. So in other words, don't become a doormat for an individual or two who may appear to be of a different frequency to you, of a different mindset, or angle, or their lens through which they see the world could be vastly different from the way that you see the world. It doesn't mean they're wrong. In fact, they're both kings here, so they are really good at what they do. But it just, because you're from all three of these agents or elements are really from different worlds, and not that they can't mesh, but I do think it's going to take maybe a little bit more time or energy or even patience on your behalf and their behalf to meet in the middle here. Let's move on with transformation. We do have the Death card here. Something could be transformed permanently for you. Very rarely does the Death card really mean a physical death for anybody, so please don't let that frighten you. If you are a Taurian watching this and there is a death in your environment, please let me know in the comments. I am always curious to hear that. Otherwise, this is really just an energy, right? It means ultimately something is going to come to pass. Something has to end. It's over. But it's permanent. It's not, the cycle is over permanently. So just backing up for a second, Taurus, if these aren't other energies, as in actors or agents or other individuals in your environment for the month of June, this could very well be you. And the energy that you are developing, the skills and concepts and mastery that you're personally developing through maybe getting rid of something that isn't working for you anymore, including, a way that you see yourself, things that you tell yourself, things you try to convince yourself of, things that other people have told you, etc. This could very well be about, surpassing personal boundaries, or surpassing personal, what do we call it when we sort of can't get out of our own way? Like hurdles, right? But there's a permanence to this. So this is long lasting here. Again, quickly we have, that's the only major arcana here. So we do have a 4 here in the major arcana, and this is really stability. Something is, the shift will create its own foundation. So a new foundation will be situated because of this. But it's a foundation nonetheless. Here is the other really sort of, you know, on the surface. What is available to you? What's obvious to you? So right off the bat, I'm going to mention that the King of Air here could be very likely a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your environment, or if you are a Taurus with Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your moon or rising signs, this could be very much an element of you. And this is what you are sort of coming to terms with in yourself. The King of Air could be another person. It could be male energy. It doesn't have to be a man, but it is masculine energy. And this is really about truth is king, okay, is the easiest way to frame this. Truth is king. Now, that necessarily means that everything else goes by the wayside. So feelings be damned type thing, people's opinions of you be damned, or of them, that type of thing. It's almost like intellectualism at the expense of everything else, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. As an energy, it's actually quite useful and very, very powerful. This is going to, obviously air is ruled by swords, and if you imagine, you know, the concept of a sword, we get to cut through what isn't working for us, cut through the garbage, cut through the nonsense, cut through the pretense. So I mean, there could be something shocking about it as well, but you definitely use this to your advantage, is what it's saying here, as it's in the first column. So this is something that you can use to your advantage, and it will work for you, and it will become obvious as soon as you do it or see it, contemplate it and experience it. And then we have the King of Water at the end of that column. The King of Water is similar to the King of Air in the sense where he is the pinnacle of success in this area. Of course, water is the cups, and we're looking at emotional, you know, the king of emotions, the king of emotional wellness, of emotional success. Could be someone who is very loving, very affectionate. Again, this could be you. This could be your energy. This is something that you're stepping into, that you're really happy to do this, that you feel confident and comfortable doing this. But it could be another individual, and this could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in your environment, or it could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in your chart if you are a Taurus with a water sign, moon, or rising. So if that's the case, I would definitely look at that as though it were you. If not, this is someone with masculine energy who could be a female in your environment, who is the pinnacle of emotional wellness and success here for you. Now let's get to the root of the matter. Let's get to the underneath. What's going on beneath the scenes, under the water? You know, underground. What's going on at the root here? And then we have the Messenger of Fire. So this is our first out of 2 of our fire cards here. This is a Knight. So again, we have our 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th court card. Could very well be an individual in your environment. Again, if you are a fire moon or a fire rising, consider that this is you and your energy. If not, I'm going to suggest that this is an individual who is a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo in your environment, and they have a message for you. They're also in a hurry. And these are almost at odds. You know, the earth and the fire, they're kind of at odds, but something could develop here because of these 2 energies as well. Remember that, you know, a fire could be lit in this environment. If you look at the elements, fire and earth, say, you know, fire and wood, for example, you can create a fire out of that, which is a lot of light, okay, or a lot of heat. So this could become an argument. This could be a person who's interested in having an argument. But you can also develop a lot of heat out of it. A lot of learning opportunities for the both of you could become of this. But remember that this represents you. But let's just say the element earth can easily put this out. Fire cannot put out earth, right? Unless it engulfs it, and it can't because it's only a knight and this is the queen. So you can put this out. Like, you call the shots on this. But it's a very exciting energy. And like I said, it's in a hurry, so it could be a little bit like at odds with how you feel about yourself or how you feel about a situation, just because there's a lot of like precision energy here. There's a lot of emotional energy here. And then we have some sort of like fly by night, like, come on everybody, like hop on, let's go. It's like, this is like very train. The train is in the middle of its trip. Like, nothing is going to stop this energy, except for some very quick thinking and maybe tempering the energy, but I don't think it's going to be put out, and I don't think you're going to want it to be put out. Like I said, it's exciting, it's exuberant energy, but it is in a hurry. So if you experience this, just maybe, remember here to just temper it. You don't have to put it out, but you can sort of, analyze it, maybe compartmentalize and do a little bit at once, or take from it what is positive and useful for you, and maybe move in this direction with it. You don't have to be overwhelmed by it, and you don't have to say, like, you don't have to know everything about it either. You don't have to fix it. You're not in charge of it, right? It's just energy that's available for you to work with. So if there is exciting energy this month, its only warning here is that so much could happen so fast that you'll be left drained. It could be a draining energy, but could be very exciting as well. So just keep your ears and eyes open for a little bit of like exciting, potent, explosive energy, which is really, it's exciting. It's fun. It's exciting. It's not like detrimental energy. It just could feel like a little bit too much right now, but you can temper it. Here with the 6 of fire, immediately following the messenger, this is victory. This is coming out on top. So in my view, this is you using this exciting energy to your advantage, and you use just as much as you need or you want. And there's even a part of me that feels, especially with the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there, as we saw at the beginning, there's a part of me that feels like this is something that you can have on standby. I honestly think it's more important for you to be aware of this energy from within that you possess, that already exists, and that you can use it. And if it's coming from the outside and it's sort of like invading your serenity somehow, you can temper that by physically moving from it or getting away from it, or not now, or little doses, that type of thing. Because what becomes of it is a victory. And you'll see it's the same element, so you can use this to your advantage. So if you feel overwhelmed here, take from it what is useful to you and disregard the rest. You don't have to make excuses to anybody. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Anybody who's in your environment who is aware of this energy already, or who you speak to about this energy, or who sees it, etc., isn't going to be fazed by it at all anyway. Everyone else is above it. So maybe just treat it like exciting, explosive energy that's just kind of like, it's a little bit contagious, right? It's like, ooh, get really excited. But you can treat it as a victorious energy here, and you can even take what's left, or what you didn't use, or what you didn't need, and tuck it away, right? This is the beautiful thing about the Queen of Earth. You can almost even plant it. Maybe not a physical sense, but you can plant it. You can put it aside, or you can keep it in the back of your mind or in your heart, for example, and draw upon it when you need it the most. But a celebration and a victory here is featured for you in regard to an underneath or a mysterious energy. Here we have the 10 of water under the King of Air. This is curious because sort of diagonal to the King of Water. There's just a lot of really beautiful, very mature, like there's a specific maturity here that's available to you as well. So the 10 really is about you, reduced to a single digit, it's the 1. This is what you already feel, right? It's what already exists. It's what is already available to you or that you're experiencing, etc. This could very well be you, who's the chubby Buddha, who has so much love and fulfillment that you can now share it with other people, and that's a beautiful place to be in as well. So, and it could be because of this as well. Listen, having other elements within your own or around you that you could clash with, or you see things through different lenses, isn't always a negative thing, right? It could take a little bit more work. It could mean that more has to be learned about each other or even about yourself. So there could be challenges there, but it doesn't mean you don't come out on top. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that, if you can temper this explosive energy, this exciting energy, feel victorious, feel that you've come out on top here, especially after the end of something, the end of a major cycle here. This is emotional wellness. So this is something that you possess, that you can share with others freely, and that they are able to share back with you. This is a give and take, okay? It's I'm not going to say it's an equal give and take. That would, in my view, that's more of a temperance, more of a justice. Even a 6 of Pentacles here would be more of a give and take. But this is almost like you have so much of this emotional wellness that you can't even be drained of this. So it's just a beautiful place to be at this month. And then with your final card here is the 8 of Earth. Remember, the bottom of the deck energy was the 9. Here we have the 8. Just a real beautiful, solid foundation here. We have this adorable little elf here with the violin. Really, ultimately, the 8 of Pentacles is really suggesting that you are working steadily and thoroughly on something. We began with the Earth. We have Earth in the bottom of the deck energy, and we end with the Earth. Very steady, extremely steady, progressive, slow-moving, but firmly planted and foundational energy here for you. So just, you're on solid ground. This is also an infinity number, so you could feel that things, karmic debt, if that's what's going on for you at all this month, is being paid. You're concentrating on things that are really important for you, and it does fall under the King of Water here. So if there is an emotional commitment or an emotional development here, whether this is with you and another party, or this is occurring internally to you, however this reads for you this month, this is due to a lot of hard work, okay? If this is you and you are developing into a very strong emotionally adept and compassionate individual here, it's due to your own hard work and your own research and your own determination. And it's also because it's Earth energy, it is firmly planted. So I'm delighted to see these cards for you. They're just gorgeous. Let's get out some oracle cards for you to finish up the reading. And I really hope that you like this style. I was just introduced to this reading a couple of weeks ago, and I just loved it from first glance. And it almost seems like, well, how can this be helpful? Oh, 2 came out, let's take them. Because they don't have like specific positions. They're just rows of energy. But you know what? I played with it, and I found it really helpful. And I think you will too. So if you're not watching this at the beginning of June, give it a go around mid-June. See if it makes any more sense or holds any more secrets for you, especially the bottom row here. There is something about the messenger of fire being your energy as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be external energy. And if that's the case, congratulations. It's really exciting. It's exciting energy. And It's also, to me, there's like a little element of like let loose. It's a little reckless. So if it is you and it's your energy, just, you know, let loose a little bit. If you find things have been too serious, or that you take yourself too seriously, or you've spent so much time and energy, you know, mastering things or being in charge of things, maybe it is just a really nice time to let loose, to be a little bit reckless. I don't think that it needs to be dangerous. That's not what I'm saying. I just think it'll give you a little bit of a release here, and it'll feel like, yeah, you know, I really needed that. All right, so let's get your oracle cards here to polish up your reading. We have 2 coming out of the Healing with the Angels, Serenity and Abundance. You know, 100%. First of all, the abundance here with the 10 of Cups. Absolutely. I mean, this is emotional wellness. We did mention, again, at the very beginning of the reading, the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is literally personal wealth. So, primarily in the financial or physical world. And it could be assets, it could be coins and anything in between. But abundance is yours. You live an abundant life. Look at these kings here. There's just a level of mastery here. And with the Queen of Earth as well, there's a gorgeous level of mastery here. And you really could be coming out of a difficult phase permanently. And if that's the case, congratulations. Here we have Serenity. I'm going to suggest that this is related to the Queen of Pentacles, which represents you this month. You know, you're a serene individual, Taurus. Probably not shocked to hear that. You know, you're ruled by Venus. You're a gentle soul. Barring a lot of fire energy in your chart, for example, or even air energy in your chart, you could be considered a very romantic, gentle soul here. So, you know, don't lose yourself. That's not what this growth is saying. You know, don't lose that part of yourself, but stay calm in the midst of any big changes here or something you feel shifting here, and trust that you know that you're moving in the right direction here. Feel the love would be another theme. Here we have Coyote. This is the trickster. Again, this could be the playful energy here, so I wouldn't read too much into this unless someone is around you, and I just don't see that here. If someone is around you in your environment and they're trying to play tricks on you, or they're trying to get the best of you, I mean, good luck. Your lens has changed, so you can see through this now. But if this is really playful energy, and I really do think that's what's going on here, the Coyote, related to the 6 of Fire and the Messenger of Fire here, you know, just be playful. Just remember to be playful this month. Here with Imagine, absolutely. As I said, like, you really have your feet firmly planted in the ground. Big cycles of change are occurring, and then you're like, there's a mastery here on both the intellectual and emotional level here. So imagine what you can do with that. Imagine taking yourself to the next level, wanting more for yourself, wanting better for yourself and everyone in your environment. And don't let imaginary boundaries hold you back either. I think that could be a way that some of us misuse our imagination, where we, you know, imagine the worst as opposed to imagine great outcomes, or even imagining solutions. Like, what can we do to fix this? Or what can we do? So again, with this excitement energy here, you can sort of help switch your own mind up and use these talents, this type of authority around your mind and your heart here, over the proper use of your imagination. You really want to imagine best outcomes and solutions as opposed to problems or concerns. And here with Make the Effort, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I just love it. I just love it. Really listen to your heart here. Look at the King of Water and the 10 of Water here. Like, you have so much love to give, and you have so much inner peace here. So, you know, if you do feel guided to take a great, to express a great love, or to teach someone or to lead someone, even if it's a little bit of fun, or even if you feel like if these are other individuals and you feel like you're up against an element that you're not 100% familiar with, or that you don't necessarily see eye to eye, you know, treat that playfully here. This is a nice month for you to treat that playfully, to be a little trickster. Don't get bogged down with outcomes and finalizations here. The whole point is to just, you know, go with the flow, be part of the process, make the effort. If this is all about you and not about a romantic relationship, or this is about you and a creative pursuit, you know, really meditate on that. Trust yourself, trust your vision right now. Listen to the child in your heart right now. Be inspired, and remember that you live in an abundant universe, and then take those calculated chances to wellness and prosperity. Taurus, that is your reading for June. It was extremely exciting to read. I have not read this type of exciting energy for you in quite some time, so I'm really pleased to see this for you. I'm always hopeful that it's helpful and healing. Please let me know in the comments, and until we meet in a couple of weeks, take excellent care. Bye for now.